Welcome to the latest article from Clive. Got inspired, so I carefully write them down to share them with you. Remember, Jesus never met a disease he could not cure, a birth defect he could not reverse, a demon he could not expel, but he did meet skeptics he could not convince, and sinners he could not convert. And that's from Philip Yancey. Our article this time is called It's Only 12 Steps Away. There are only 12 steps to recovery, only just 12 steps away from your current disaster, your current messy situation, over to a whole new victorious life. And Jesus is just a few steps away from you. Just reach out to him, for this is always very true about him. Proverbs 18, verse 24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, and his name is Jesus Christ the righteous. The 12 steps. Step 1, accept the reality. Step 2, have faith in a higher power. Step 3, submit to that higher power. Step 4, embark on some soul searching. Step 5, admit your failings. Step 6, be ready to let go. Step 7, show humility. Step 8, show willingness to make amends. Step 9, begin to make those amends. Step 10, check in with your progress. Step 11, discover your plan and purpose. And step 12, share the message. But here are the 12 steps from Alcoholics Anonymous. We admit that we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, come to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, make a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, make a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admit to God, to ourselves, and to other human beings the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, be entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. 8, make a list of all persons we have harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9, have direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would be to injure them or others. 10, continue to make personal inventory and, when we are wrong, promptly admit it. 11, sort through prayer and contemplation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge to do his will for us and the power to carry that out. And 12, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Well, we could adapt this to become a newborn Christian. We could take these steps from the 12 Steps of Sinners Anonymous. 1, we admit that we were powerless over sin and that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to freedom from the shackles of sin. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, be entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9, we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would be to injure them or others. 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we are wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Sort through prayer and contemplation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other sinners and to practice these principles in all our affairs. I guess one could make God's way into 12 steps, which would be 1. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might. Deuteronomy 6:5. 2. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself. I am the Lord. Leviticus 19 verse 18. 3. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Deuteronomy 5:7. 4. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or is in the earth beneath, or that isn't even in the waters under the earth. Deuteronomy 5 verse 8. 5. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Deuteronomy 5:11. 6. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labour and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Therefore the Lord thy God commandeth thee to keep the Sabbath day. Deuteronomy 5:12-15. 7. Honour thy father and thy mother, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Deuteronomy 5:16. 8. Thou shalt not kill. Deuteronomy 5:17. 9. Neither shalt thou commit adultery. Deuteronomy 5:18. 10. Neither shalt thou steal. Deuteronomy 5:19. 11. Neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbour. Deuteronomy 5:20. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbour's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbour's house, his field, his manservant, his maidservant, his ox, his ass, or anything that is thy neighbour's. Deuteronomy 5:21. But in summary, there is really only one step. Firstly, to stop fighting and resisting against God. Submit to Him, love Him, adore Him, follow Him in all your ways. Romans 13:10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbour. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So if you take Jesus' advice from this verse, Matthew 22:37, Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. Then Jesus is really only just one step away. For heaven's just a prayer away. But then for you, is it only 12 steps away? It has been so nice to share this article with you, and we look forward to meeting again. Thank you for these precious moments of your time. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing this with friends and family. Keep walking with Jesus every day, and until then, please stay safe.